Hey, puppy trades! I have a very important public service announcement. This is a public service announcement. I believe that this is a national emergency, so I have a big favor to ask of you. Please like this video and please share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with people you know on the left, and share it with people you know on the right. I have a very important favor to ask of you. Please like this video. Please share this video. Please watch this video because there is some very important information that is a national emergency and the entire world needs to know about this before this summer. All right, and I'm going to prove that in this video. This is part of a series, a Black Swan series that I've done. But really, we have some important information to get into. The President of the United States has started a large doomsday cult. Okay? The President of the United States has started a large doomsday cult. Okay? Proof. President Trump started a doomsday cult who believes he's been president since 2017. There was no gap. There was no gap. There was no Biden presidency. Okay? We're going to examine what this cult believes and how much credibility this cult has. And we're going to talk about what promises this cult has been made. But this is a national emergency. The President of the United States has started a large doomsday cult. And everyone in this country needs to know about this. So please share this video. Please like this video. Warning, this video is for parody purposes only. I am not expressing any individual or entity's views. Many sources are from X accounts who I do not represent. Donald Trump reposted on Truth Social, "There is no Joe Biden." Donald Trump reposted on Truth Social, "There is no Joe Biden." Executed in 2020. Biden clones, doubles, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Democrats don't know the difference. Hashtag steal, hashtag US steal, hashtag MAGA, hashtag Maha. So I've talked to my followers about this a lot. My followers have known this for a long time, that Joe Biden is a Navy officer wearing a mask. Joe Biden is a naval officer wearing a mask. We're going to talk about this. Here is blatant proof. Joe Biden is a naval officer wearing a mask. Joe Biden had many gaffes, including saying that Donald Trump was the sitting president, but he also repeatedly said that he was in the Navy. Now, the real Joe Biden was not in the Navy, but during his presidency, this Joe Biden, who is a naval officer wearing a mask, said repeatedly that he was in the Navy. Do you see this square on his ear? Do you see this square on his ear? Do you see Donald Trump, the current president, saying there is no Joe Biden? Clones and doubles. Clones and doubles. This is a double. This is a body double. This is a Navy officer wearing a mask. That is why he is continuing to say he was in the Navy. Let's look at this post one more time. There is no Joe Biden. The pups are a year ahead of this. The pups were a year ahead of this. There is no Joe Biden. Executed in 2020. Biden clones and doubles. The pups are a year ahead of this. Keep following this page, and robotic engineered soulless, mindless entities are what you see. Democrats don't know the difference. Oh, you just got one. Remember these people. You might know QAnon from the people who stormed the Capitol in 2020. Let's read what this sign says. QAnon, biggest intel drop in our history. The biggest intel, like the biggest military intelligence drop in our history. You remember these people who caused an insurrection in the Capitol, but they did not go away. This cult is alive and well, and Donald Trump whistles to them all the time. Donald Trump has whistled to them 5 times in May. Donald Trump has whistled to them 5 times in May. We're going to read some of these. Let's look at this. Do you see that letter Q right here? We're taking our country back. We're taking back our great country with a giant Q. This is from May. This is from May of 2025. The current president is still dog whistling to these people. The current president is still dog whistling to these people who believe and have caused an insurrection before. They are still being dog whistled to. Let's read some of these. So we have a giant Q on his collar. Oh, that's the only one, puppy trades. Nope. We have another Q. We have another Q. All roads lead to Obama, and we have a Q. All roads lead to Obama, and we have a Q in the corner. Read truth if you want public military tribunals. Public military tribunals. What did this post say? Joe Biden was executed in 2020. Joe Biden was executed in 2020, and he keeps saying he is a naval officer wearing a mask. Are you starting to get this yet? Joe Biden's presidency never happened, according to this cult, and this cult has been right. Let's look at some of these intelligence drops. Remember, they said it was the big intelligence drop. He's on a mission from God, and nothing can stop what's coming, with a picture of Pepe the Frog. The frogs are one of his call-outs, so he's posting Pepe the Frog. Nothing can stop what is coming. May 29th, 2025. Let's look at this right here. This one is all about some energy dominance post because allegedly Donald Trump had Q clearance with the Department of Energy in 2023. Now look right here. If you can zoom in, it says fight, fight, fight. This is from 2018. It says fight, fight, fight. Now look at this post from Donald Trump. Selena Zito has written a powerful new book, Butler, the untold story of the near assassination of Donald Trump and the fight for America's heartland. Selena was an eyewitness on that terrible day and understands the unbreakable spirit of our movement to fight, fight, fight. This is from May 30th, 2025. This is a Q intelligence drop from September 2018. This is the Q person they talk about. Fight, fight, fight. And Donald Trump held up his hand just like this after he got shot and yelled, fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. May 30th, 2025. Fight, fight, fight. September 17th, 2018. Are you waking up yet? Are you waking up yet? The President of the United States just claimed that the former president was executed in 2020. That means his term never happened. He is dog whistling to people who have caused an insurrection, who believe that they are being given secret military intelligence from someone named Q. And Donald Trump is posting pictures of himself in May of 2025 with a Q around his collar. This is a public service announcement. This is a national emergency. Donald Trump has started a giant cult, and he is posting this Q everywhere, and asking people if they want public military tribunals for Democratic politicians that were executed in 2020. He is asking the Q crowd, his cult, if they want public military tribunals for politicians who were executed in 2020, are clearly wearing a mask and saying they were in the Navy when they were not, in fact, in the Navy. Are you waking up yet? Trump deleted May 25th the White Rabbit. Get it? And he posts a picture of a white rabbit in a military helicopter. We'll get into the white rabbit in a second. The white rabbit is very important. We'll get into that. This is Donald Trump raising his fist, just like in this picture when he yelled, "Fight, fight, fight," just like on May 29th, or sorry, just like on May 30th when he yelled, "Fight, fight, fight," and he raised his hand like this. He posted, "Fight, fight, fight," just like QAnon posted, "Fight, fight, fight." I've already gone over this. Now you might think, puppy trades, what does this have to do with me? Well, these people have a list of cities. I think Seattle is on the city list. Remember this white rabbit, because adrenochrome looks like a white rabbit. Adrenochrome is a molecule that is harvested from torturing children, and it is called the white rabbit because its molecular structure, when it's mapped out, looks like a white rabbit. Now you might say, puppy trades, what does this have to do with me? These people have a list of cities. I think Seattle is on the city list, replying to someone named Trader Girl Q. Now you might say, puppy trades, that's silly. I don't care about the city list that QAnon has. Well, that's because you don't live in Asheville. Because on September 30th, 2024, the Rubber Duck posted that in addition to the total wipeout of the Biltmore Village in Asheville, the Biltmore estate owned by the Vanderbilt family, Anderson Cooper, was flooded out also. So they believe that there are tunnels underground that satanic ritual elites like Joe Biden were doing bad stuff to children and consuming adrenochrome. As it turns out, the sick blank child art below was owned by none other than Tony Podesta, proud member of the Red Shoe Club and brother to Pervert and Pizzagate. Remember Pizzagate? Well, these people are making some interesting predictions based on Pizzagate. And look, that's a Q drop. And they're making interesting predictions based on Pizzagate. Player John Podesta. Remember Podesta's emails? Is this ringing a bell? The pale-skinned boy featured hanging by his hands in the art photo below is alleged to be Anderson Cooper, where as a child he posed for the art in the very empty pool located in the basement of the now flooded out Biltmore estate. So they believe that these tunnels underground are being flooded out by hurricanes and soon by tsunamis. The Vanderbilt family, particularly Gloria, the mother, were known practitioners of black magic, aka Satanism, and members of the occult. Gloria's oldest son, Picture, committed suicide at age 23. Note, Asheville, which just got flooded out by a hurricane, is a child sex trafficking hub in the United States and is known for having deep underground tunnels and a long history of occultism and satanic ritual abuse. So members of QAnon are predicting that cities like Asheville are going to be flooded out and that particular estates like Asheville are going to be flooded out. I saw this and I used it to predict that Hurricane Milton would flood out Disney World, and I also used decoding to know that Hurricane Beryl would cause a power outage in Houston because it's called Harris County, and Kamala Harris's mother or grandmother's name was Beryl. It was a Kamala Harris ritual. And these people are predicting that certain places, certain buildings Literal addresses are going to be flooded out. And then I'm using this information to predict that certain addresses are going to be flooded out. This is Donald Trump at a campaign rally. It doesn't look like he's campaigning because he's wearing a tag that says Commander in Chief. This was him at a campaign rally before he allegedly got elected. This is from an account called Not Op Q, like QAnon. Many current and former politicians have been spotted wearing the GPS tracking leg brace. They sometimes even switch legs. For instance, Justin Trudeau did so with the GPS tracker itself, no boot, designed to wake up the normies because of the white rabbit adrenochrome that was consumed by liberal politicians like Joe Biden, who got executed in 2020. Are you waking up yet? These Q people in May of 2025 are being whistled to by the current president of the United States, and he's asking them if they want public military tribunals, and now he's saying on June 1st that they are being executed, or that some of them have been executed. Some of them might still have trials coming on. So if we hear them say, watch the water, that refers to two things. It refers to the water flooding out certain places like Asheville, North Carolina, like soon Seattle, like Hurricane Milton flooded out Disney World, like Donald Trump has been president since 2017, and he controls the weather weapons because weather weapons are real. HARP is real. And so Donald Trump, as commander in chief, has access to the weather weapons. He can steer a hurricane and flood out places like the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, like Disney World, like soon San Francisco and Seattle. He is wearing clothes that say he is currently the commander in chief. He is dog whistling to QAnon people who have caused an insurrection and saying there is no Joe Biden. He was executed in 2020, and now we have a picture of Joe Biden wearing a mask. Congratulations to the pups. You were a year ahead of this. So they're being executed for consuming adrenochrome. Let's look at some of the promises these people have been made and what some of these people are expecting. Some of the promises are that they are going to get really rich off of Ripple. And I've talked about how it looks like that's going to be correct. It does look like they're going to get really rich off of Ripple. Trader Girl Q says XRP millionaires. XRP to rise like a phoenix. Why is XRP going to rise like a phoenix? It's because there's going to be a black swan event that is so bad it causes everything else to collapse. And out of the ashes of that collapse, we are going to see Ripple rally like the phoenix. May 1st, 2025 was 17 months and 10 days since the Rainbow Bridge explosion. XRP is the rainbow currency because it connects all foreign exchange. November 2022, day of the JFK assassination. Q Grave Quantum. Done in 30. June 1st is the start of Pride Month. Follow the rainbow. Here is why I believe San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge is the mark of the Black Swan event that leads to the Great Awakening. Elon Musk posted on September 11th, 2023, must be great nets with an image of Golden Gate. Strange day because it's September 11th to be posting a random case of $400 million in fraud and waste. Holy crap. So these people have been promised they're going to make lots of money on AMC theaters and GameStop. I've talked about the Elliott wave of AMC theaters and GameStop. And I've talked about how it looks like they are going to be correct. Holy crap. Was Q telling us AMC would moon on May 23rd? Popcorn ready. AMC, enjoy the show. Again, they're talking about this Q person who is dropping military intelligence that Donald Trump keeps referring to. What is going on here? Are you waking up yet? This is huge. Seattle, Washington, and San Francisco are the two booms we are waiting on. So this cult, who successfully predicted that Asheville, North Carolina was going to be flooded out, is now waiting on San Francisco and Seattle to be boomed. Why? Because Donald Trump controls HARP as the commander-in-chief, and he has access to weather weapons. He knows how to steer hurricanes, and he knows how to place nuclear bombs on fault lines and trigger large earthquakes. Seattle, Washington, and San Francisco are the two booms we are waiting on. The very first case of COVID in the U.S. was discovered in Seattle. Tacoma Narrows Bridge, Temple of the Dog, NXVIM, Bezos, Gates, Alice in Chains, Kurt Cobain, Chris Pratt, Starbucks. Uh, what about Seattle on 6/11/2025? It mirrors 9/11. I have evacuated Seattle because Seattle is on the city list. And what happened in 2022? Donald Trump's shadow presidency ran the Cascadia Rising 2022 exercise. This section provides Cascadia Rising 2022 participants and stakeholders with key resources to support exercise planning and prepare to participate in the exercise. And what they found was that there would be severe complete damage west of I-5. West of I-5, which includes Seattle, and it includes Portland, and it includes San Francisco, is going to be have complete severe damage. These people believe that there is a planet called Planet Nibiru approaching. And you might think this is silly. I've talked about how this is all about the aliens, but this person's account is named Zeta Talk Followers Watch X, Planet X, and then it says AKA Nibiru, aka Planet Nibiru. These people are waiting for the New Madrid fault line to erupt, and the story is that the reason we are having all of these airplane problems, we'll talk about that in a second, and all of these earthquakes and all these major hurricanes is because the gravity from Planet Nibiru is approaching. And Planet Nibiru is by the sun, and as it approaches, you can see that we have all of these airplane problems, we have all of these plane crashes, we have these larger and larger earthquakes like the one that's going to occur in Seattle and San Francisco. These people know the psyop, or they don't believe it's a psyop. I know it's a psyop, but they believe, or maybe they've been paid to say, maybe they've been paid to say, that's for parody and entertainment purposes only. Maybe they've been paid to say that aliens are coming and causing these earthquakes. And you might say, well, puppy trades, wouldn't we have some evidence if this was a psychological operation going on? Let me introduce you to Istanbul, Turkey, April 24th. Galactic Federation crafts reveal themselves to us before or after disasters happen to let us know they're assisting. Ancient Aliens that show has said a very similar thing about the Japan tsunami on March 11th, 2011, like the pandemic occurred on March 11th, like Seattle was the first case of CV-19. Seattle was the first case of CV-19 in America, and the pandemic was officially declared on March 11th, the same date as the Japan earthquake. Galactic Federation crafts reveal themselves to us before or after disasters happen to let us know they're assisting. And then we have a picture of a UFO over Istanbul, Turkey before the 6.2 earthquake. We don't know how much worse it would be without them or what disasters they've stopped completely. This was captured in Istanbul before the 6.2 earthquake. If it's that close, shouldn't we be seeing it by now? This is all about an alien invasion. Now, this is a little different than what we've been talking about. It's related to Seattle. This is the predictive programming for Seattle. Taylor Swift fans shake it off, causing record-breaking seismic activity during Seattle shows. 9/11, 2 buildings fell, one after the other. I've talked about how the East Coast water event will most likely be a large hurricane that's big enough to get people in government camps. But we see this is Marshawn Lynch. He caused an earthquake in Seattle as well. He was playing the New Orleans Saints, who are famous for winning a Super Bowl after a water event, Hurricane Katrina, that almost got them in camp. So he causes the beast quake. Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. Where is Boeing located? And why are we having all these air problems? Very similar to the earthquake problems, Boeing is headquartered in Everett, Washington, about a 20-minute drive from Seattle. Taylor Swift fans shake it off, causing record-breaking seismic activity. Record-breaking seismic activity in Seattle. Marshawn Lynch causes an earthquake in Seattle, playing the water event team. 9/11, after the first building fell, which is going to be the East Coast, the second building fell, which is going to be the West Coast, and it was caused by airplanes like Boeing, where we're having plane problems, is located in Everett, Washington, in Seattle. Now, the news is coming out and saying, could a monster 9.0 magnitude earthquake sink part of California's coastal communities? This video was 3 minutes and 11 seconds long. Like 3/11 was the first case, was the day the pandemic was officially declared. Like 3/11 was the day that the Japan tsunami and giant earthquake happened. Experts have issued a warning about a potential mega tsunami that could sweep away entire communities with its massive waves. I wonder what communities they're talking about. Lo and behold, it's the same communities they were talking about in 2022, everything west of I-5. So first they program you, now they're just telling you. Are you waking up yet? Are you waking up yet?